when I was a kid and my father took me to Ebbets Field when I was 5 or 6 years old, I probably felt closer to my father that day than at any other time in my life. Excuse me?
I think it's different. I think it's, well, the reason I think is simply this, that from 1850, 1860 until probably 1960, almost 100 years, baseball was, without any question, the dominant sport in this country. Basketball, which is probably the national sport today, was still a minor sport, relatively speaking, when my magazine began, 1954. The NCAA championships, the Final Four is a tremendous event now. It was covered on a single column on the back page of the morning newspapers. Football, college football was a big sport, but only for about 2 months in the fall. Pro football was nothing till after the war, not really big till 1960 or so. Baseball was a dominant part of our country for 100 years. And
I still think it's the national pastime, though.
Well,
I really
like
do.
that.
And I think everybody, every kid, male and female for that matter, relates to baseball because baseball is generally an easy game to understand and it's played by average-sized human beings. It's very hard to relate to basketball or football when you look at these players. And I use this as a wonderful example. The greatest athlete in America today may be Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player and maybe a great athlete. He tries to become a baseball player. He's so bad that it's almost embarrassing. So what it proves is that baseball simply is the hardest game, and the people who excel at it deserve it.
I have one Stengel. Is the Stengel fellow still here? Okay.
I'm letting him do it.
Okay. Here we go. Yankees in Washington when there was a team, the Senators, and there was early batting practice, and Sam Snead went in to take batting practice against a Yankee pitcher named Bob Grimm, who had a pretty mean slider, and being a Yankee pitcher, he threw Snead a whole lot of sliders, and Snead is whiffing and whiffing and whiffing. It's in 54 or thereabouts. Snead was in great shape. And the Yankee players, of course, a lot of them play golf, going, hey, come on, Bob, throw it up around his eyes, throw it up around his eyes. So after about 8 minutes of humiliating Snead, he threw a ball up here, and Snead went whomp, and he had a very long line drive to left center field. And I was sitting next to Stengel, and he gave me a shot in the ribs in his manner, and he said, hey, kid, imagine that, a golfer who's a high ball hitter.
You've been... When you spoke about the cold anecdote, this was back maybe 1917 or 18, and it just shows that how opportunity can sometimes emerge from adversity. And when Babe Ruth was a pitcher for Boston, I think it was about 1918 or 1919, and he replaced the current pitcher, and the young man decided that he had tried baseball, but he had really become disillusioned that Babe Ruth seemed to be the up-and-coming pitcher for Boston. So the young man decided to leave, and so George Hallis went to Chicago and found Chicago.
That's right.
That's one of the great myths, but it's all right.
Leo DeRocher is credited with saying that, but what he actually said, he saw Mellott, the Giant manager, walk across the field, and he said, there's a nice guy, he's last. I mean, his team is in last place. And the headline writer wrote, nice guys finished last.
Nice guy.
Correct.
Finished last. And Marty called me on that in 1991.
There you go.
On the telephone, because I wrote something in the
I disagree with both of you. They were sitting around, Frank Graham again was into this, and DeRocher was muttering about this and muttering about that and doing this and doing that and yelling, complaining, and Frank Graham said, oh, Leo, he said, why don't you be a nice guy? And Leo turned and he pointed across the other dugout. He said, look, there's Mellott. There's a nice guy, nicest guy in baseball. Where is he? Last place. That's how the story began. Now you correct me.
Oh, fine.
I don't think we have an encore. I do want to say that we hope that Roger Kahn's schedule will permit him being here at some time in the future in connection with his new book. Thank you, the audience. We've really worked these guys overtime.
That's right. You can't tell.
Very great.
Well, you're looking well.
Oh, how you doing? How are you?
I just had a little process. I knew you were gonna break here.
You mean you came out in the middle of the night for this?
When you, Maury,